"That's him," said my boss. "The one with the beard and the sandals? Yeah, that'll be right. A bunch of tree-hugging hippies. Should be a pushover." The council had sent us this bloke. Said he was one of the followers, although they might as well have said one of the weirdos or freaks. But our guy wasn't like one of them. He had a look in his eye, as if he knew something they didn't. "Well, is it him?" I asked. Our guy stood stock still. The rabbi was among the trees on his knees, all the diehards looking shifty and yawning. "Come on, Malchus, let's get it over with." So we started to make for the garden. "No, wait," said Iscariot, and held up a hand with a kind of authority I couldn't put my finger on. "There's something I need to do. You'll know the one I mean." So we waited, and at that point, I thought of another story about the rabbi. When he was born, a bunch of folk were told to visit him, just a baby. Apparently, a vision came to them saying, "And this will be the sign. You'll find him in a manger, wrapped in bandages, among the ox and asses." So this irritating, outspoken Jew who'd squirmed his way into the inner circle and messed things up, started out in the shed with a bunch of cattle, and because he couldn't hack his talk of peace and love, we were made to do their dirty work. Now there was a rumpus down in the garden. Our man Iscariot had a tussle with one of the burly diehards. But when the rabbi got to his feet and held his hands up, again with the sort of authority that came from God knows where, they slunk away. Then our guy kissed him. He was our man. This was a sign, and he knew his time was up. So we went in. Now, I've not been raised with all this peace-loving stuff. It's every man for himself where I'm from. I wasn't expecting a fight. But one of them, the burly one, who tried to clock Iscariot, he caught me off guard. Before we'd even laid hands on the rabbi, I felt this searing pain rip through the side of my face. I turned around. Get this, he had a knife. A knife! "Peter," called out the rabbi. And with a few words I didn't hear, merely due to the throb in my ear, everyone fell silent. And suddenly, the pain ceased. I should have walloped my sword into the vicious brute, but for some reason, I didn't retaliate. Suddenly, time stood still. There was a mysterious wind in the trees, as if the clock of the future was calling a warning, like a thought. This rabble-rouser, this radical rabbi, he wasn't the sort of leader to start a riot. He was, for all his passion, humble. He didn't come to topple kingdoms, wage war, or challenge democracy. His gentle ways were the ways of healing, love, and peace. Healing, love, and peace. So, we took him away.